Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys is another Star Wars The Clone Wars episode review. Today we're tackling episode 4, I believe it's called Unfinished Business. And yeah, this came out yesterday, Friday, but I'm filming it and posting it, well I filmed it Friday, but I'm posting it on Saturday because I had the Ask Me Anything. If you have not seen that video, the Ask Me Anything subscriber Q&A video, that's the last one on the channel. Please watch it and go comment a question on anything because I will be doing that soon. So, thanks for that. And also comment on this one. But yeah, so today, of course, there is spoilers for the Clone Wars Episode 4 of Season 7, the final season. And there's really nothing too major going on here. You really are just going with, Admiral Trench, and they're fighting on an Axis. And you have the Bad Batch, and you have Echo. Now Echo has like a sweet little, badass thing he sticks into things, and kind of like a droid, like R2-D2. And he goes, and he kind of like scans things, and he's just MRI, motion capture dots on his forehead. He scans things. So he's a cool character. And, I was a little bit, why'd you bring Echo back? There's no real reason to. Now there's a reason for him to be back, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, the plot is really that simple. They're just trying to keep going with an Axis, Mace Windu and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, the clones, the Bad Batch, Clone Force 99, they're all here. Turns out toward the end of the episode, of course, as you guys have saw, there's a bomb and Mace Windu has to defuse it. And there's a really cool scene where Anakin kind of loses his cool and he gets all pissed. And he ends up killing Admiral Trench, which is very cool because the Spider Motherfudger was just pissing me off all the time. So, everyone's like, oh my god, Anakin's losing it! It's like he's always whenever Anakin's alone, he always kind of gets mad, because he can do that. So I think it was kind of cool, and we're starting to, go to that part where he's kind of getting closer to the dark side, which is kind of cool. I don't know if this season is going to literally intertwine or intervene with Episode 3, like the actual canon parts of that film. I'm not sure. And I don't know where Darth Maul and the Mandalorians and Ahsoka, I don't know where they are coming from. The only negatives I can come with this episode, and they're really not negatives, they're just kind of like nitpicks, I wouldn't really call them a bad thing, is the humor. I do think the Bad Batch, because they are unique clones, they're not rigs, I do think that it is kind of cool that they have that sort of comedic effect, but if they keep that going, it might, I mentioned this I think before, but think of Ninjago, Masters of Spinjitzu, my favorite show ever, my favorite franchise ever. Star Wars the second. But you get that element that, yeah, it's a very serious show. Yeah, it's Lego, but it's not really a kiddie show at all. It's for all ages. And it definitely, like the Clone Wars, and it definitely is not funny. And when they try to force humor down your throat, it doesn't normally work, The MCU can work, and the DCEU and Star Wars can sort of work, but the Clone Wars, because it's such a serious show, I don't know. It's just a minor thing. I'm not going to count it as a negative. It's just something that maybe they should, change in the future. Who knows? But it's not bad, but again, it could be a little bit better with the humor, not as forced. And then I think that the other negative could just be the Anaxis plot. It's a really good plot, a really strong, really good plot. But looking at it, you're like, okay, there's an Axis there, and there's an Axis there, there's an Axis everywhere. When are we gonna get the Darth Maul stuff and the Ahsoka? Because I don't want that stuff to be in the very end and just feel forced. You know what I mean? I don't want the whole season to be just about this thing. And maybe this is the last one, I'm not sure, now that General Trench is dead and they kind of blew up all the dreadnoughts and all that. However, we'll have to wait and see for Episode 5 on next Friday. But still, it's going to be very, very cool to see nonetheless, and I'm excited for the future of this show and this season. Of course, like I said, when Disney bought Star Wars, they revamped Star Wars in the best way. That is my opinion. It's kind of fact, because, nothing is actually poorly made here. It's not like the production value is trash. If you don't like it, that's fine, but to say that Disney killed Star Wars is very kind of dumb. And, the movies are fantastic in my opinion. The video games are great. The Clone Wars Season 7 is just phenomenal. It is the best Clone Wars that we've seen, thus far. And I love the show. I love Rebels. And I love Resistance. And I love The Mandalorian. But the Clone Wars is something special. And Season 7 is very, very much, it's pretty damn cool. It's really, really awesome to see that Disney is revamping this, yes, and they're keeping it canon, and they're continuing it for one more season, but the production value is just through the frickin' roof, Here's 1 to 6, and here's 7, It just looks better. That they have multiple action scenes, and, when the Bad Batch are going in this one, and they're in a few others too, but there's, these really elongated, long takes, one-shot thing, which is really cool, Think of, 1917 or the Kingsman films, which is kind of funny that both of those are not Disney movies. But still, it's really cool to think that because, I'm a huge sucker for one-shot takes. I think they're really, really cool. I can't get enough of them. If they're done correctly, they're really freaking cool. And just look at Kingsman, look at 1917, look at the Clone Wars now. The Clone Wars has some really cool one-take shots. That's what I was going to say. And it's just very much, like I said, everything is really, really cool about it. And there's really nothing to complain about, no real negatives. Maybe between the comedy getting a little bit forced, and maybe we keep going to an axis. It's cool, but with this being the final season, I want to see a lot of different plot points on a lot of different places and locations and all that. I just don't want to study and be stagnant on one solid location. As solid as that is, I don't want to just stay there. So I'm going to give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. I know it's kind of specific here and kind of just give it a 10, but with those two things, it's going to bog it down just a little bit. So tell me what you thought without spoiling anything in the comments for this episode. Again, if they want to see spoilers, they can watch my video the whole way through. They will not find any spoilers in the comments, so I thank you for that. But anyway, that's going to do it. Again, 9.5 out of 10. Great episode for the most part. I'm looking forward to more. Star Wars is brightest as heck right now. It's 2 suns deep in brightness, and it's going to be amazing. Apparently there's going to be a Jedi Fallen Order 2 or there's a new EA non-Lego Star Wars game. Of course, we have the new updates for Battlefront 2. There's going to be offline update this month, which I'm really happy about. Now that E3 is canceled because of the bullshit virus, we don't know what's going on with Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Maybe they were having that for E3, but I will tell you this as a little bonus for sticking to the end of this video. If you guys have stuck to the end of this video, tell me in the comments. But the first thing, which is important, so I'm not going to make a video on it because it's just too small of information, but one of my guys I'm following on Twitter, I think Lego Star Wars Game News or something like that, he tweeted one of the guys at TT Games, I don't remember his name, Ryan Roper maybe, and he said, hey, is the coronavirus affecting you guys? And he said, Ryan tweeted back to him, and of course I retweeted this, so if you want to actually read it, go on my Twitter at FranchiseFan98, so go check that out on Twitter. But the thing that Ryan responded to was along the lines of a virus or the coronavirus or whatever, a disease, it can't stop us making Lego games for our fans. And what does that tell us? That pretty much confirms, without actually confirming, that Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga is not going to be delayed by this coronavirus, and it is scheduled to be on track. Again, it's not actually confirmed, but when you tell that your entire worldview of fans, of kids, teens, and adults, everyone that loves these Lego games and Lego itself and Star Wars itself, a disease can't stop us from making great games for our fans. That is literally telling us, no, we're good, we're okay, we're doing great, So it's good news to hear, because with E3 canceled and all this stuff, it could just get out of hand. But brightness for Star Wars is definitely among us. And while we're enjoying Star Wars, please stay safe and healthy. May the Force be with you. And thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.